and we will continue again to monitor for that potential to be heading over the Chattanooga proper area for tonight. Again, not much of anything to report outside of the way of rain and thunderstorms with this system going on through, but this is something that, again, we need to be watching carefully. We could wind up with a tornado warning for Chattanooga very much easily here relatively soon. It looks more like a wind event going on back toward Jasper. The storm line is strung out, but there's going to be some possible very heavy, damaging winds as this storm comes on through. And I'm not, let me see, 1 second here. Yeah, okay, just let me stop this real quick. That tornado warning, the northernmost one, moving through Sulphur Springs, there appears to be maybe just a little bit of a notch taking place here. Doesn't look like much, may not be, but that also could be the development of another possible tornado, as we have multiple ones in effect for now. So again, that's could be the potential problem there. Again, Dayton, that storm system passing north of you, that appears to be, again, so far, the tornado warning staying north of Dayton, but heading over to the Spring City area around Highway 27, paralleling Highway 27, in fact. That particular cell, let me get some data on that real quick. That one's showing the storm moving northeast at approximately 45 miles per hour. So this one, again, heading in this general direction. That's going to be approaching the 7540 junction from the southwest in the course of the next about hour or so. This one, again, a tornado warning for Bledsoe, Ray, and Roane counties north of the Chattanooga area on the northern portions of the News 12 viewing area, heading up to around Roane and eventually to around Loudoun County. Knox County might pick up some of this as that particular tornado warning heads off that direction. Now, again, back to the south. We have numerous, and we now have our first tornado warning for Georgia for tonight, and it looks like a reissuance of the one in DeKalb and Jackson, right along the county borderline area there. This new one is a new tornado warning for Dade and Walker counties in the News 12 viewing area in extreme northwestern Georgia. This one, again, giving a possibility of a tornado located near Higdon, or 7 miles southwest of Trenton, and that also moving east at approximately 65 miles per hour. So let's zoom in on that for just a moment, and we'll try to give you a better idea as to what we're going to be looking at here. Again, this is a brand new tornado warning. We've got 5 of them in effect now, so this is something that, again, need to take seriously as the storm moves on through. That particular one, that is also moving along very quickly at approximately 65 miles per hour. Let's zoom out a little more here. I don't think we have enough room for the tracker on that one. If you're, again, just joining us, we have 4 tornado warnings south of Chattanooga and 1 north. So that's where we're having to watch as this system goes on through. So the area around Trenton, Tennessee, 7 miles southwest of Trenton, crossing the state line right now and moving east at approximately 65 miles per hour. So we'll go out to about 60 miles per hour there. That, again, showing the storm making its way through Chickamauga in about 16 minutes. Not long. This thing is moving along very quickly. So Chickamauga and Ringgold, 25 minutes, 32 minutes to Dalton. Tenga, hope I'm saying that right again correctly, and about an hour to around Ellijay. So again, this is the 5th of 5 warnings we have in effect right now, and that's just the tornado warnings. We have quite a lot out there when it comes to other problems. I'm going to get in a little bit closer on this particular warned storm around Trenton, and again, not seeing a great deal of major amounts of tornado activity here crammed together with just one couplet, but we could be looking at multiple vortexes in there to where we see, again, that sort of rotation area taking place there, 7 miles southwest of Trenton, and that is going to be moving its way across the state line into Georgia, west of Interstate 59 relatively soon. So Got a lot to talk about here for this evening for a very early Saturday morning, and that again, cell heading on over to the east. I don't see anything else in the way of new tornado warnings to the west, but we do have, and it looks like we might be in luck, the warning that was in effect for areas around Dayton back up toward Bledsoe and Roane counties. It looks like that has come to an end as well, so very good news again on that. So it looks like that one has cleared out, but we've got enough to be worried about right now with 3 tornado warnings in effect, or pardon me, 4 left over. So we're down from 5 to 4. The first one again back up to northeastern DeKalb and Jackson counties. The second one just south of that. The third one just south of there, and the fourth one now over into northwestern Georgia. So that is where we're seeing the potential of storms, dropping tornadoes. Again, it's very difficult at night to be able to say that we are seeing anything in the way of touchdowns just yet. So far so good that we have not heard anything about that nature coming on through, but that could be, again, a bit of a potential issue, again, into the rest of the next several hours. So please keep it tuned to News 12 for more details on what's going on there. Let me switch over real quick. I'm going to show you the length and the breadth of our damage reports across the area. Apologies for the drop-off of the signal there, and we have seen a very long track area line of tornadoes coming up from northeastern Louisiana across Mississippi and then back into around the area of northern Alabama. So that's what we've been seeing again so far into the area there. That last one south of Huntsville, that particular tornado icon showing again New Hope, Marshall, Alabama, Fire Department Rescue tornado reported on the ground in the town of Hebron. And other areas. That one northwest of Huntsville, trained weather spotter intercepted a tornado along Highway 72 near Center Star Cemetery. So far we've not seen any reports of anything crossing over the area here, but we could see some more problems coming up relatively soon on that. So that, again, some wind damage looks like it being reported around the DeKalb-Jackson area. Tree reported down along Highway 40 near Dutton, and again, we're looking at this particular cell here, the one to the south and west of that. That, again, was a tornado reported on the ground in and around the area of Hebron, so we did have at least a tornado touchdown just outside of the News 12 viewing area counties in DeKalb and Jackson. So we did manage to pick up at least a little bit of activity there. Hopefully not much more than this, but the National Weather Service in Huntsville will be bringing us more details as they get information in the next several hours. Maybe some storm survey teams coming out. We'll see how well that goes. The main line, again, lots of lightning with this just to the west of the Chattanooga area. Should be hearing some rumbles of thunder coming over the western hills and heading our direction into Hamilton County here. Actually, the storm system coming through has made its way into northwestern areas of Hamilton County. So Soddy Daisy, probably Dunlap is going to be, again, a very loud hour or so as those storms come through, but just a possibility of severe thunderstorms with that one. For now, again, that's something we're going to have to watch out for as it gets, again, a little bit closer to us into around the next hour or so. So Chattanooga, not seeing anything at this time, but we still could, as it looks like we're getting a little bit of a boost where it comes to both lightning and also the possibility of maybe an uptick in heavy rainfall. We're looking at that area where the purple is in the middle of the screen. A little bit more lightning, and that's heading right on over into western Chattanooga and western Hamilton counties. So that is going to be what heads into Chattanooga very soon on there. I'm going to switch over to a mode you might not have seen before. This is called correlation coefficient, and it may look like a big explosion of paint, but not liking what I'm seeing here. And what we are taking a look at briefly, let me stop that real quick. We might have seen a tornado touchdown. What we're looking at is right in here. That, again, showing the potential of debris being pushed aloft by the winds of a tornado. So it's a good possibility that between Trenton, Georgia, and Stevenson, Alabama, we may have had a tornado touchdown and also debris, possible damage coming in because of that. Now, it's just one cell, so it looks like in the last couple of hours, that is the only marker for what we had. Now, again, that's just interpreting the radar display this way, and what we're looking at is this area of blue surrounded by all of that red. So what you're seeing there on correlation coefficient might be the damage being caused by a possible tornado in northeastern areas of Alabama. Whether or not that, again, pans out, we'll have to wait and see whether or not we get that from the National Weather Service. So that, again, could be a bit of a concern taking place for now. Again, to stay indoors, do not go out and start looking around for this thing. That's not a good idea at this time of night. But if that is the case, then that means we could see more damage taking place. So please keep, again, a safe distance from all these storms. Time to be back indoors again and to make certain that you are safe out there. The good news is, again, at this time, we have gotten rid of the current warnings for around Dayton, north and west of the area, close to north of the Tennessee-Alabama line. We still have that tornado warning taking place in and around Lafayette, Georgia, Dade and Walker counties. We have at least that one left over. It looks like that is the only warning taking place because currently 2:45 Eastern, we have reached the end of several of those warnings that were across Alabama, so good news there. But with this warning, again, comes a lot of caution because if you're in the areas this line approaches from the west of Interstate 75, you're going to need to be in a safe place. Not only that, let me get rid of the warnings here real quick, and then notice right back around the area in front of that line from Lafayette down to east of Fort Payne, what looks to be some discrete cells advancing and developing in and around that area. Now, so far it's just rain. There's no indication of any lightning, but those cells, Dalton, west of Calhoun, I-75 in Georgia, I would be watching that particular area very, very carefully because that is, again, where we see the potential of those storms developing. What we're talking about is, again, going ahead of that particular line. When you have a line like this developing, you start to see anything in advance of that line developing into much stronger, much nastier weather. At least it has that potential. Now, it's no guarantee that that will happen, but it's something to watch out for, and it's a very good possibility that that might be exactly what we're seeing for right now. South of Chattanooga and into around the area of northeastern Georgia. Matter of fact, a decent amount of a line taking place here. We are getting a flickering of lights in the studio. May have to contact our engineers here just in case. But if you're right about to the east of Gadsden, Alabama, I-59, and into around northwestern Georgia, southwest of Dalton, it may be nothing to where we just see, again, the potential of rain showers, and that's about it. But it is possible that we may see, again, that potential problem develop as these storms mature. Just rainfall for right now, so that's about all that we have at this time. But we are seeing more thunderstorms develop over toward Jasper and Cullman in Alabama, right ahead of that line, and that could be our next wave of storms developing here. We'll keep you updated on that as we go throughout the course of the rest of the morning. Looks like we're just about halfway through with this system making its way through the area. Numerous severe thunderstorm warnings taking place back up around Knoxville, I-40, down to around Hamilton County, Tennessee, northwestern Georgia, and then back into and around the area of extreme northeastern Alabama. So if everything works, we may be seeing an end to the storms coming up here within about the next hour or two, but we still have a ways to go on here. And it looks like, for right now, the only thing left of that possible tornado warning in central areas of northwestern Georgia, that one again for Walker County, storm producing a tornado over Cooper Heights, 7 miles southeast of Trenton, moving east at approximately 65 miles per hour. it looks like if this decides to go ahead and head on through, then that might be the end of the tornado warnings for this time frame. Hopefully that means these storms are translating to more of a rain and wind event more than anything else. But that little polygon right there, that tornado warning sitting right there around Trenton. There is the potential of a tornado there in Walker County, Georgia, central northwestern Walker County. The storm again moving east at approximately 65 miles per hour. We just have seen a new severe thunderstorm warning issued for around the area of Catoosa, Walker, and Whitfield counties. Again, that is where we're seeing those new severe thunderstorm warnings. Not a tornado warning, thankfully, but that's the brand new severe thunderstorm warning as that moves over across toward north central Georgia. Into and around the area west of Ellijay and Copper Hill, right along the Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia line at this time. So looking at some pretty heavy conditions out there. Now this, I'm going to switch gears here for just a second and let our graphic system reboot for just a moment. This is what it's looking like in downtown Chattanooga right now. The storm has arrived, heavy rainfall, gusty winds, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Chattanooga and the area into and around southern Hamilton County. So if you're leaving maybe for work or traveling or whatever else you got going on, this is what you're going to be dealing with. Let the storm go through. If you can wait 15, 20 minutes, if at all possible, that will save you a lot of problems with visibility and also with wet roadways. Again, not a morning to go rushing around on things, so keeping that in mind as you head down the roadways for now. And we could be seeing again the potential of some very soggy conditions, very windy, and we still have those severe thunderstorm warnings taking place. The main line making its way now just to the west of Knoxville, right up I-75. And then the main portion of the rest of that line spreading its way into northwestern Georgia. This is just reflectivity, so we're just seeing the radar showing us how much lightning we have and how much rain we have coming into the area. Going to boost up those lightning strikes for just a second so we can see a little bit more of those taking place, and it gives you a good idea as to what exactly is happening with the lightning display, how powerful these storms are. Once again, going back to our display, we had 5 tornado warnings in effect over the last about hour or so. The one up around Bledsoe, Ray, and Roane counties, that one has come to an end at this point. So that one, the tornado warning that was in effect here, not seeing a problem with that at this point. We still have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect. That's in the county shaded in light purple. That does include the Chattanooga area, and that's in effect for the rest of the evening pretty much. I believe that's in effect until 5 a.m. Eastern. So, again, that's where we may see the potential of more severe thunderstorm warnings taking place. At this time, it looks like we are done with all of the tornado warnings. We're going to stay on the air here for just a little bit longer as this line comes through, as we see that potential for heavier rainfall. We'll be taking a bit of a break because we've been on the air now for about 90 minutes and going to keep an eye on what is going on again through the rest of the morning as this line continues to come on through. But the good news at this point, okay, we do still have the tornado warning in northwestern Walker County. That's in effect for about the next almost 20 minutes or so. That's where we're seeing the potential of the stronger storms coming through. That's just one tornado warning that we have, and a small one at that. So Chickamauga, Noble, I-27. It now looks like, okay, well, it was there a second ago, so that might have been canceled by the National Weather Service. Let me check one of the websites here real quick, and I'll get back to you here in just a second. Doing a one-man band here for tonight, so keeping you updated on what that potential looks like for right now. From the National Weather Service in Huntsville, okay, that's no warnings taking place at this time, so it looks like that's not right. Okay, the tornado warning for east central Jackson and northeastern DeKalb counties will expire at 1:45 a.m. But let's go back down to Peachtree City, Georgia. as we see again, tornado warning. Okay, good news at this point. The tornado warning for west central Walker County that was right back over here has been canceled as of 2:53 a.m., just about a minute or so ago. The tornado threat has diminished and the tornado warning has been canceled. However, from the National Weather Service in Peachtree City, Georgia, a severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for that particular area. Let's go back to the warnings section, and hopefully we can get the severe thunderstorm warnings back on there. Numerous severe thunderstorm warnings at this point. That's the gold colors, and the flashing one that you see there is for parts of Hamilton County. A severe thunderstorm warning, a severe thunderstorm located near Fairmount. That, again, 11 miles southeast of Dunlop, moving northeast at about 45 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Damage to roofs, siding, trees, things like that. So if you're out and about, that is going to be, again, something to consider there. But those are just at this time severe thunderstorm warnings. That is not anything to do with tornadoes. I'm still going to stay on the air here for just a little bit because, again, if we get an update from the National Weather Service that they detect something, we don't want to hop off the air and come back again just to be on the safe side there. Now, again, for what we're seeing, what we've got is, again, the storm that was tornadic. It is now starting to, it looks like, diminish by just a little bit. It looks like it is starting to spread out for a little while. What you're looking at is right through the area right through here. That is more of a line rather than a rotation taking place. So what we're seeing is, it looks like, hopefully, we are seeing less in the way of the potential of tornadoes taking place and maybe more in the potential of damaging winds. Now, that's not exactly great news, but I would rather have straight line winds specifically without worrying about a tornado possibility. So again, good news on that. But the the tornado warning for west central Walker County in Georgia, that has been canceled, so we are looking at less of a potential. Starting to see some brighter colors again, a little bit of a spin taking place here around Ringgold and north of Lafayette. Not a huge amount of concentration there, but that was the storm that was a tornado warned storm earlier on in DeKalb and Jackson County in Alabama. So that appears to be the potential of maybe the possibility of a little bit more rotation taking place southwest of Ringgold as that goes over to the east. So approaching I-55, Ringgold, Dalton, west of I-55, that's where you may see the potential of maybe some damaging winds and also some decent colors. A little fractured down between Lafayette and Dalton to the west of State Highway 41. Bifocals are terrible. Looking at that system again, heading on over. So we might be looking at maybe some possible rotation taking place here. If it is, it's very broad and doesn't look like an immediate concern. But again, there is a bit of a tornado watch out there. Let's, matter of fact, let's get a little bit more of a better idea as to what is going on overall. We'll do a bit of a round robin here, and we'll wrap things up coming up after about the top of the hour within about the next few minutes. And if there's another tornado warning, we'll be back on the air as soon as we possibly can. The really good news at this time is that the tornado watch has been canceled for a good portion of where it was. So all of these counties in Tennessee and Alabama and Mississippi, they are now out of the tornado watch. DeKalb and Jackson County in Alabama, you're still under the watch at this point in time. And then back to the purple shaded counties, that is where we are seeing, again, a severe thunderstorm watch. So not quite as damaging or expected to be that way. Anything in the way of more tornadoes out of this, but we've seen tornadoes form in severe thunderstorm warned counties before, and with this line making its way through, that is something that we really need to concentrate on and watch, especially over between, say, Murphy, North Carolina, Dalton, as that storm system gets a little bit closer to us, that is where you're going to be wanting to watch as those storms move out of Georgia and the Hamilton County areas back over to the east. So going into the higher elevations back toward Murphy and north central Georgia, that's where those storms are heading for that have been severe thunderstorm warnings so far. So again, good news at this point that we're not seeing a great deal of potential problems, but we could easily see another tornado warning relatively soon. We have not heard anything from the National Weather Service in any of these locations at this point in time that says they are monitoring anything in the way of a possible tornado. So good news again at that point. But this definitely needs to be monitored, and if you're going to be staying up for a while, we're going to be staying up as well, so we'll keep you updated as to what is going on. Let's give you one more round of what's going on, then we'll wrap things up after the top of the hour. Again, we have the main line coming through Chattanooga at this point, and travel overnight is going to be dicey, to say the least. You're going to be seeing the potential from our CHI Memorial Stadium camera. Heavy rain, low visibility, slow travel out there overnight. Lots of lightning showing up on the screen, so this is not a morning to go rushing around as we see those storms passing on through for right now. So we do still have the severe thunderstorm watch in effect and the tornado watch for DeKalb and Jackson counties in Alabama. But as we have no active tornado warnings, we're going to go ahead and send it back to regular programming. We could easily have another tornado warning popping up here very soon. I hope that wasn't what I thought it was right there. Okay, good. Doesn't look like it. So we're going to send it back to normal programming, and then if anything else happens tornado-wise, we will break in and also be on Facebook to let you know more about what's going on there. So stay tuned to News 12 on air and online, and we'll keep you advised on all of that. Live and direct from downtown Chattanooga at the WDEF News 12 studios, I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onick. Thanks for joining us for our severe weather coverage, and we're not done with this yet, so could be the potential of some severe weather and tornadoes to the east of Chattanooga. So keep it tuned to News 12 for the latest, and we'll have details on any damage reports coming up later on Saturday on News 12. Thanks for joining us tonight, and keep it tuned to News 12 for the latest weather information.